All right, good morning, everyone. I just wanted to go over super quickly about yesterday's assignment. Remember, I did accidentally, for Explore Invasive Species, I did accidentally print it twice, so you'll have the information 2 times, only read it one. All this information was about was invasive species and explaining how they can be dangerous for ecosystems, throwing off the balance of the native organisms that already live there. So you will not find the answers for this in here. The reading was just to tell you how ecosystems work, and then based off of that, what you know, you're supposed to make just a quick little 1 or 2 sentence prediction on each of these about what would happen if there was a plant that grows 1 to 2 feet per day, or if there's too many rabbits and no predators, or if a fish had no predator and it's very aggressive, or a snake gets let loose and it has no predators, very aggressive, and eats the same thing as another native creature. So that's all that is. So it's just your best guess, your hypothesis. Because that's a lot of being a scientist. You have to make a lot of guesses based off what you already know and kind of fill in the rest. So today we're going to read about sorting biomes on teams. It is already on there. I'm going to read this at the end of this video, so when we get to that point, I'll let you know. If you'd rather read it by yourself in your packet or on Teams, you're welcome to end the video at a certain point. I'll let you know. Otherwise, I will read it for you. And here is what it looks like inside of your packet. So there are 5 biomes that are listed, little ecosystems. There's savanna, temperate forest, freshwater, and ocean. So these are just different places that creatures can live, different habitats. And then if you have the packet, it is, by the way, a copy. So it's you would normally cut it in half in class and give one to one kid and one to another. But because I was making copies, you can just fold it in half if you want to. You can cut them out and glue them into the correct places if you have scissors and glue. You'll know a little bit about each creature when you read about him. So there's lemongrass. It says grows quickly during rainy season, stops growing during the dry season. Blue whale, and each one has their own little facts in there, so you can hopefully from that figure it out. There's frog, pine tree, water lily, black bear, zebra, jellyfish, tree squirrel, trout, kelp, lion, shark, kangaroo, maple tree, duck, baobab tree, I hope I said that right, sea anemone, platypus, and woodpecker. So you can cut these out and glue them into the right biomes. And so it has savanna, temperate forest, freshwater, ocean. So you can cut and glue right in there. If you don't have scissors and glue, which is totally fine if you don't, all I need you to do is write the name. So let's say lemongrass goes here. Just write lemongrass. You don't have to write all the details and draw it unless you want to. It's up to you. So I would totally accept just the name of what it is. Make sure you put them in the right spots. You'll know they're the right spots when you do the reading. Over here it explains savanna, temperate forest, freshwater, and ocean. And I'm going to show you what that looks like on teams because this is the part where it gets a little trickier. Okay, hopefully you guys are able to see this. I'm going to jump on my other phone or that way it shows me what you guys see, hopefully. What I do, perfect. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go over to our assignments. I just like to do block 1 just because it's my first one. Block 1, and you'll see something called sort biomes. You'll see it's due this Sunday. I'm gonna go student view for you, and it'll look something like this. It says instructions. You're gonna read sort animals into biomes, reading PDF right here, which we'll do at the end, like I said, and then open the link to sort biomes. There you should be able to click and drag to sort organisms into their correct biome, which is mostly true. When you get there, if you click, it's going to take you to Google Docs. I'm trying this. We've never done it like this before, so you'll really want to pay attention. All I did was click the link, and so see how, it looks like they're just all mixed up, right, at this point. What you're going to do, instead of working on this one that's already on the screen for you, you're going to go File, Download. And you can do it in a PowerPoint. That's usually how we click and drag things in my class. You can do it, I'm actually not sure what this one is. You don't want to do PDF because that means printer only. So like how it is how it's going to stay. So I would highly recommend just doing PowerPoint. And what it's going to do is download into a little PowerPoint document. And since you guys do have our devices, this should be no problem because everybody has PowerPoint on those. And then see how it came down here, copy of sort biomes, PowerPoint, PPTX, remember is PowerPoint. Open that file. And if you just sort it on the online one, what it does is moves it around so that it's not going to save it for me. So for the next student who clicks into it, it's going to be sorted differently for them. So that's why you're going to want it saved as a copy onto, like I just showed you, onto PowerPoint. That way you can kind of click and drag things as you want. Oh, see, enable editing, which means, yes, I want to move things around on here. And then that's when you can kind of decide for yourself how you want it to look. Once you like how it looks, you don't want it to look like this, but you can kind of sort things out and see where you think they belong. Then you'll pretend this is how I wanted it. I'm going to go save just on my own little thing. So it's already saved. You can call it something else if you want, like Mrs. Fife's Biomes or whatever it is for your own. And so what it did is save a copy. When you go in, gotta go back to my teams. When you go here, it doesn't show it on mine. I had to click into one of our accounts to see it on your guys' end. There's this part where it says attach work with a little paper clip. You go attach, and then remember how I named this? Well, it's already called copy of sort biomes. But if I had Mrs. Fife's Biomes or whatever it was, I'm gonna click attach and then pick that document and then turn that in. Because when I checked on the assignments to see what it looked like before, it didn't save anything. If you worked directly on the online part of it, it didn't save it. So remember, you got to, I'll just show you one more time. For those of you guys who want to see it one more time. Remember, you got to go File, Download. We're going to download it as a PowerPoint, which is super cool if you think about it, because then boom, it's already done for us. It's beautifully done instead of Mrs. Fife's boring old words, just words. This one already had the beautiful pictures to go with it. So I just downloaded that. Remember, I opened it, I edited it. That is a hard word for me for some reason today. And then I make it how I want it, save. And then when I go back to my assignment, then I just attach that PowerPoint and then there's a button on yours usually that says turn in. And the only thing that it shows me, the teacher, when I'm checking on your work is what you attached onto this one. So please make sure you do that. I hope that helps answer any of those Teams questions. Otherwise, this is all in that packet that you guys got the other day. And if you feel confident reading about the biomes on your own, you are good to go. You're free. I set you free. And then I will read Sort Animals into Biomes reading PDF. So I would click it. I can open it online or download it, open it in Teams. Let's try that one. Let's see how it looks. I like to change it up sometimes, you know? But yep, you're free to go unless you would like to hear me read biomes for you. I'm sure you can read it just as well, if not better than I can. But sometimes it's nice to hear it while you read along. So this is a fancy cursive S, but it says sort biomes. Scientists separate the world into different kinds of environments called biomes. Biomes are large areas made of many ecosystems. Each biome has similar types of weather, temperature, and organisms. There are many types of biomes in the world. Some of these biomes include savanna. Savannas are found in Africa, Australia, India, and South America, where temperatures are warm year-round. There's a rainy season that lasts 6 to 8 months, and it is followed by several months of no rain. There isn't enough rain year-round for savannas to have forests, so there are mostly grasses and shrubs with a few trees scattered throughout. Plants in savanna biomes are able to survive long, dry months by having special traits that help them search for and store water. In the savanna biomes, most of the animals that live there are herbivores that graze on grasses and shrubs. If they don't hide in burrows to escape the heat, their bodies are made to make long migrations during the dry months to find water. So they either hide during the hottest parts or they actually travel long distances. In savannas, there are predators who hunt the grazing animals hiding in the grass or flying high in the sky as they search for prey. Temperate forest. So temperate forests are found on all continents except for Africa and Antarctica. In this biome, temperatures can drop to 20 degrees below zero, which is so cold in the winter, and can rise to 90 degrees in the summer. There's much rain in the temperate forest and a long growing season. Trees of all types can be found in this biome, including cone-bearing trees and big leaf trees that lose their leaves in the autumn. Smaller plants grow on the forest floor. Thousands of species of animals are found in the temperate forest, including mammals, insects, birds, reptiles, and amphibians. They are able to cope with cold winters and hot summers. Many have bodies that are able to climb and live in trees. It is common for animals in this biome to be camouflaged with the trees and the plants they live in. So think kind of like our forest, how deer, bears, how they all have a similar color where they camouflage really well with the surrounding area. Freshwater. Freshwater biomes include rivers, streams, lakes, ponds, and wetlands. The temperature of these biomes change when the seasons change and air warms up or cools down. Plants and algae are important in freshwater biomes. Through photosynthesis, they use sunlight to help make food and oxygen. However, few freshwater plants are trees. Thousands of species of animals live in freshwater biomes, many of which are predators and many are prey species. If they live in streams and rivers, they have bodies suited for fast-moving water. If they live in ponds, streams, and wetlands, their bodies are suited for water that is still. So if you think about rivers, how the water is always flowing, they have to be able to swim against the water. If they live in a pond, a stream, or wetland, the water is stagnant, so it doesn't move, so they don't have to be strong swimmers. Ocean. The largest biome in the world is the ocean biome, covering 70% of the Earth's surface. There are a few plants that live in the ocean, mostly in shallow water or tropical zones. Algae is abundant in oceans, making much of the world's oxygen through photosynthesis. It is at the bottom of the food chain and the primary source of food for many ocean animals. Animals that live in the ocean need to have ways to breathe oxygen. Either they have gills, the part of their body that can take oxygen out of the water, or they're able to hold their breath for a long time while they swim underwater to look for food or escape predators. The average ocean temperature is 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Mammals that live in the ocean have bodies that are able to stay warm even in a very cold environment. So like where in the blue whale it says it has thick blubber to keep it warm, that's kind of a hint for that. So they often have gills, like it was saying, that's how they filter oxygen out of the water, or they can hold their breath for a long time. So those are all hints when you're reading your information about your creatures right here. This is the exact same thing that was your assignment where you're going to go into the Google slide part. It's just on here so you can kind of read and compare it right there to what you just read. And then on the other part, that's where you're going to do the assignment. So these are all the same images and information. I just had it here too for you to be able to kind of compare. So I hope that helps you guys. If you do ever have any questions, of course, I'm always available. Message me on Teams or Dojo, and hopefully I can get those questions answered for you. All right. Have a wonderful day. See you soon.